Here we go with another generic intro. Before I show you how to fill in your eyebrows, I thought I should lay down the basics starting off with the color. It is difficult to tell you which shade you should use since I know it varies. Many redheads have blonde or brown eyebrows. I know natural blondes with dark brows and brunettes whose eyebrows are a different shade of brown. You can't ever go wrong with matching to your natural eyebrow or hair color. If you would prefer to follow a guideline, it is advised that if you are fair-haired, to fill in your brows a few shades darker, and if you are dark-haired, to fill them a few shades lighter. Keep in mind, if you have quite dark skin and buy a lighter shade, there is a possibility it won't show up very well depending on the product's pigmentation. In this tutorial, I'll be explaining how to fill in your eyebrows, and since my model already has eyebrow hair and only wants to further enhance them, I figured it will be more educational to show how to draw the brow strokes on a blank piece of paper. I don't recommend drawing very bold and straight lines all over if you want it to look natural. Towards the beginning of the brow, I am mimicking brow hairs by drawing curved lines, all facing the same direction. Once I get to the tail and the arch of the brow, however, the lines are drawn straight down. In the middle of the end of the brow, they are drawn the same way as the beginning, except both in upwards and downwards directions, almost creating a crisscross pattern. As you can see, the more you add, the thicker the brow will appear. I like to go back and add a few more brow hairs to top it off, making the very first hair either straight or in the opposite direction. Starting with the natural eyebrows, I am using Chastique Brow Pencil in Espresso and L'Oreal's Brow Stylist Plumper in Dark Brunette. I do usually just draw more of a straight line towards the end. I keep brushing it. This is what you're supposed to be doing with the spool. An issue that happened to me a lot when I started doing my eyebrows is I would be too heavy-handed and then it would break. If you want to add a little bit more of an arch than you have, you can just start drawing little strokes upwards, but we're going to keep her rather natural. I'm sorry, my love.
Actually, this looks pretty nice.
I know. I typically brush upwards. Next, we have the Sculpted or Instagram eyebrows. For this, I used NYX Tame and Frame Brow Pomade in Brunette with this angled liner brush from Wet n Wild. For the beginning of the brows, I used Fawn from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Light to Medium Contour Kit. I carved out the brows with Tarte Shape Tape Concealer and used the same gel as before. It's seriously just follow the line of the brow and fill in. Typically, we are going to grab kind of line your brows. Even though it's going to be a really strong and unnatural looking brow, you still don't want it to look too blocky. Like, there's no individual hair strokes with this. You're just going in. And typically they bring it like this. And then it's sort of ombres. Palette, which I'm going to fill that in to make it an ombre. So I'm using a powder so it's not quite as
Shira's just asking
harsh.
how people ombre.
Yeah,
with brows.
she can watch this, yay. Now I think this eyebrow is going to be easier because it's closer to me. My mom went through a bunch of bad hair phases.
Like her whole life is bad hair day.
Her whole life until she became a teenager was a bad hair day. It's not very fashionable choices that people regret. And one of those things of this generation, I think, are filling your brows in too much, because I've been there.
Me too.
We've all been there. Even my baby sister's been there. She
Insert pictures now.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
I'll do it just to prove you can learn. These are stronger, but they're still nice. They're not too blocky. They're not too black. Put it on here. I'm going to take a brush. Take this and we're going to outline underneath. Alright, so now I'm just taking another brush from Eco Tools. That was gross. Why do I always have dogs in the background doing gross things? I know what I'm doing though.
Do you?
Yes, I do. I know how to do brows. I've been doing them all my life.
That's a lie.
I know. I'm not bringing it too far in since that's where we are. We were making it faded. But yeah, and this one I was not brushing it upwards. I was brushing it in the way of the brow, straight. The concealer part really helps clean up the edges, which makes it more sculpted than natural. You make sure you want to blend those so it doesn't look like you have lines. Because that's not a look.
Lines on your face. I can see now.
Sexy. I'm an artist, so I was going to make up symbolism for why I added a picture of a sunflower about to bloom in this video, but really I just need something here to thank you so much for watching.